Hey everyone, welcome back once again to the B-Movie Bunker. Today we're looking at the 2016 film Autopsy of Jane Doe, brought to us by Andre Overdal. This is the guy who brought us Troll Hunter, which I absolutely loved. This is the story of a father and son coroner team, basically, with a Jane Doe body that leads to some very mysterious and spooky happenings. The two main characters in this, Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch, I think they have a great chemistry in this. Brian Cox, I love Brian Cox. Brian Cox is always Brian Cox in most movies. He is himself, but he somehow still makes that work. There's a lot of actors out there who are pretty much always the same person, like a Kevin Costner thing, and it doesn't always work in some roles. I think Brian Cox just has this kind of everyman feel where it doesn't matter what role he's playing, he's still Brian Cox, but you also still believe that he is this father coroner in this one. As far as the overall story, I mean, it's nothing like spectacularly new and outrageous, but I think it's still clever enough where I even though there's some things I anticipated happening, I still got a bit of a thrill when it did happen. And I think part of that comes from the acting, also just the general atmosphere and mood that is set with just the whole tone and the setting itself, the coroner's office, the way it's set up, gives a really good kind of claustrophobic and just overall good horror feel to it. You do get some good visual effects as well in this, which is always a bonus. I think it does fall a little flat at the end, where it was just a little. I don't want to spoil it. I think it's worth watching, but I felt it fell a little flat at the end. And as I said, throughout points, there are things that are a little bit predictable, but I think overall you get a good story, which is primarily the interaction with the two characters, the two main characters, and the third being the corpse itself. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's kind of like a real autopsy. Now, I've actually been to one, so I mean, most people probably haven't, but there are parts that are pretty fascinating. I mean, you know some of these you're gonna see. I mean, I know that when you cut it in there, that's probably about where the stomach and the liver are going to be. So when they pull it out, it's like, oh, that's actually the liver. Oh, and you're putting it in my hands. Okay, so I'm actually holding a human liver. So it's kind of like that. It's like, even though you know some of these are coming, you still get a bit of excitement out of it. And that's kind of what I got from this. I kind of wasn't surprised by much, but I overall enjoyed it, and I found it to be kind of a more fascinating, interesting ride to go on. So I would recommend this one. I think it has a great story, and I think it's got some decent effects and some very, very good acting. I mean, you have established actors, so I mean, you should get good acting out of this. So that's all I've got for this one. Till next time, stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks.